Assalamualaikum. This is the introductory class of Fluid Mechanics Lab, course code CE606. I am Mohammad Samuel Parinkan, lecturer of Department of Civil Engineering. Here is the lecture content. At first, I will talk about the rationale of the course. Then I will show the experiment list. After that, I will explain the marks distribution and lab report format. And here are the experiment names. All of the experiments will be discussed in different classes. The first experiment is center of pressure. The second experiment is Bernoulli's theorem. The third experiment is flow through orifice. The fourth experiment is flow through mouthpiece. The fifth experiment is flow over V-notch. And the last experiment is flow over a sharp-crested rectangular weir. Okay, here is the rationale of the course. Actually, I'll talk here about what we are learning in this course. So reinforcement of theoretical concept, it will enable students to visualize and apply fluid mechanics principles. We are studying fluid mechanics, different theories of fluid mechanics, and in this sessional, students will get idea how they can apply those knowledge. Hands-on learning provides experience with measuring devices and enhanced skills in data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Design and calibration skills help students to learn how to calibrate flow measurement instrument, support the design and testing of hydraulic models before implementation in the field. So student will get this knowledge by using the equipments in the laboratory, and they should also see the proper way of using those apertures and be safe in using them. And real-world problem solving encourages the application of fluid mechanics in solving practical problems in irrigation, water supply, drainage, pipe systems, and hydraulic structures. Research and innovation platform supports academic and industrial research on new technologies related to fluid transport, renewable energy, and environmental fluid mechanics. Here is the experiment list. The first experiment is determination of center of pressure, and the second one is establishment of Bernoulli's theorem. The third experiment is flow through orifice. The fourth is flow through mouthpiece. The fifth one is flow over V-notch, and the last one is flow over sharp-crested rectangular weir. Actually, all of the experiment will be discussed in detail at different classes. At the first class, there will be only introduction, but after that, in each class, one of the experiments will be described. Here is the mark distribution, and actually it will vary a little bit. So here is a general outline: attendance and class performance 20%, assignment and lab report 30%, and final quiz is 50%. So I want to explain the lab report part because this is an important part of this course. Here is the lab report format. At first, there is a general section. It is like the introduction part of the lab report. Then the theory, the theoretical concepts of the experiment will be discussed here. After that, the objective, mainly the objective will be mentioned. Then the description of averages with figure, which is very important, and every student should draw the averages with figure to explain the process. By doing this part, student can get a clear idea about conducting the experiment. After the procedure, then to the data collection. So the data collection part will be done at the day of experiment. Then the student will do the calculation, and after doing the calculation, they have to sign the data collection page. So then it is results, and student can get result after the calculation. And the most important part of the lab report is discussion. And in this discussion part, pupils have to explain the result they found, and they can give their judgment based on that result. And this part contains the highest mark in the report. And after this is the practical question, which will be discussed in the class, and the students have to write them properly. Here is the setup of center of pressure, and we can see different kinds of equipments, and all of the setup will be described in details in the practical class. Here is the setup. Here is the aperture of Bernoulli's theorem. This is a very famous theorem, and the details of this experiment will be described later. Here is a figure for flow through orifice, and we can see the vena contracta here, and the same thing can be seen in flow through mouthpiece. We see a vena contracta, and the difference between these two flow will be discussed later. Here is a figure for flow over V notch. There is a notch in V shaped, and there are different parameters. These parameters will be helpful for calculation like PHP. And the last experiment is flow over sharp crested rectangular wear, which we are watching at the upper figure. In the lower figure, we are watching broadcasted wear, which will not be discussed in this course. So thank you.